Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawoman Radio. How's everyone doing tonight? Oh, Chris Watts and his one scandalous mistress, Nichol Kessinger. But wait, could it be possible that he had more than one affair? If you can believe one, why not two? Let's delve into the juicy details of the woman who boldly claimed that Chris had a rough connection with herself and that he would zone out during their encounters. Who or what could he have been thinking about? Let's get into the other mistress, Amanda McMahon, on this episode of Parawoman Radio. P.S. I've got a little NK update for those of you that are loyal to Mistress number 1. I'm going to roll some credits while we wait for some of you to arrive. Special shout out to my replay crew. Here we are. It's Friday again. You made it through another traditional work week, my loves. I'll see everyone on the back end. Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawoman Radio. I'm Amy.
Don't wanna be in love if it's not with you. Don't wanna cry that extra tear. Don't want to make mountains move. Let summer go, tell my skin to forget every little thing about you. Hear me out, come down, so that we can lay still for a while. Hand me a smile. I know we've tried too many times now. Tear my heart apart, tell the world to start acting normal.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing tonight? Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Rosemarie. Thank you so much for your kind words. They're really appreciated. Hi, Jennifer. How's everyone? Are you ready to talk about the other mistress? I do have a little bit about NK tonight, but it's not a lot, and it's at the end. And I thought it'd be fun to go over her because what's a mistress discussion without a little NK sprinkled in there? Hi, Happy. And you guys, yes, we do laugh and have fun on this channel. I'm a Gen Xer. It's my superpower and or my armor, and it's how we deflect with things that are uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable with me laughing here and there, I'm probably not the channel for you. But if you don't mind a little humor, a little serious talk, a little this, a little that, then please consider staying and subscribing, because I would love to have you. Right? Team Gen X. Before we get started, if we could just start that algorithm dance party that I like to do, just start warming up your fingers and dancing them right up to the thumbs up and hearts button. It's just a free way to help my channel out, helps me dance out into the algorithm, party out there, and bring more exciting people back to you. We're coming to you tonight from YouTube, X, and Twitch. Hi, guys, and hi to everybody in the replay crew. A special shout out to my dragonflies. We have a new member, Heavenly. Hi, Heavenly. Welcome to the Dragonflies. The Dragonflies is the Para Women Radio Members Club. I made a little mistake last week, or the last live that I did. I said that dragonflies were the only creature that could fly backwards and forwards and could reverse in motion. And I misspoke. They're not the only creatures. They are the only insects. Hummingbirds are also able to stop and fly backwards and upwards and down and all that good stuff. But dragonflies are here over on Para Women Radio. Jacqueline says, please laugh for me. I'm in the middle of nowhere and need laughter and company. Well, I think there might be more laughter in this one because there'll be speculation like, did she do, did he have an affair? Didn't he have an affair? That kind of thing. We're going to start right off. Let me get my screen together. And we're going to start first with Inside Edition. Okay. The other Inside Edition. Well, I'm just going to share it and then go to where it is. Okay. Make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. And I also have to do a quick, well, I mean, you guys are hearing me. I don't need to do an audio check. I'm assuming you're hearing me because you're replying to what I'm saying. Okay, so this broke on Inside Edition, the other Mistress.
Shot has been released of Chris Watts, the Colorado man.
We will usually not be watching everything in its entirety. We will be stopping and starting or speeding up. I will put everything down in the description below. I encourage you to go and watch it in its entirety or however you want to watch it straight through on your own. For fair play use, I have to do this. Also, this is just my opinion for entertainment and educational purposes only.
And who murdered his pregnant wife and 2 daughters. He's clean shaven, staring blankly into the camera. This image comes as a woman who had an affair with Watts speaks exclusively to Inside Edition. And what she told our Stephen Fabian is chilling.
She'll never be able to forget her torrid and terrifying affair with cold-blooded killer Chris Watts. Amanda McMahon met Watts on the dating site Tinder last March, 5 months before he strangled his pregnant wife and smothered his 2 little daughters.
He seemed like a genuine guy, he was funny, he was charming.
Watts claimed he was divorced. They started out texting each other. She texted, "Morning, bud." Watts replied, "What's new, pretty lady? When can we eat tacos together? That sounds like a plan. This could get out of hand. I like it." After they exchanged a few flirty text messages, Amanda agreed to meet Chris Watts in person for the first time here in this shopping center. They parked somewhere over here, and then Chris bought Amanda a coffee from this Starbucks before they decided to head to her place to watch a movie. That movie was the psychological thriller Shutter Island. Leonardo DiCaprio plays a husband who murders his wife because she killed their children.
Where are the kids?
Did the movie inspire Watts to falsely claim that he killed his wife Shanann in a rage because she strangled the little girls?
Kind of eerie.
Yeah, almost like a premonition.
Right.
That night, Amanda says they had their first sexual encounter.
He was very rough, I would say. very rough. And you know, the best way I can describe it is as he's almost zoned out into a different person.
Did he ever choke you or ask to choke you?
He did place his hand around my neck. And I quickly it freaked me out.
It sounded like he was very forceful.
Very forceful.
Is that terrifying to you now, knowing that that's how he admitted to killing his wife, choking her, and he had his hands on your neck?
Yeah.
Does she look like she is intoxicated in any way to any of you guys? Hi, Lucy. Jacqueline says, nothing would surprise me when it comes to Chris Watts. Amen to that. I say if he did it to once, like, I don't not believe, and then supposedly unalived his wife after 2 months with one woman, I just don't believe that it's not possible that he could have been with another woman. But does she look like she is intoxicated in any way to you? Her eyes look very glassy, and she's a little slurry.
The relationship lasted several weeks until Watts began seeing another woman, co-worker Nichol Kessinger. That's Watts in the mirror taking a sexy photo of Nichol. The next time Amanda saw Watts, he was in the headlines for killing his wife and kids. She still can't believe she dated him.
It made me feel betrayed. It made me feel nasty. It made me feel dirty.
He had a wife at home, pregnant, two daughters at home.
I know how that hurts. I wouldn't do that to her.
This just released video shows how cold-blooded Watts was. He's at a convenience store casually buying a breakfast sandwich just hours after stuffing his children in oil tanks and burying his wife in a shallow grave. I watched it with Amanda.
What do you think about his demeanor here?
Like nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Amanda says while Watts was rough with her, there was nothing about their encounter that led her to suspect that he could go on to murder.
Did she look like she was really crying or let me see.
Pregnant, two daughters at home.
I don't know if I
know
see
how that
tears.
hurts. I wouldn't do that to her.
This just released video shows how cold.
What do you guys think? Did she look like she was a little look and sound like she was a little intoxicated? I feel like she did look and sound a little intoxicated. Let's look at the Inside Edition, the Tinder page. No, not this one. I'm sorry. So the Inside Edition occurred, and then this came out, the actual interrogation of Amanda. So I thought we would watch that. I am going to stop and start it. Normally I go down in the comments and hang out with you guys, but this is just a 29-minute one. I don't think, I can't remember what happens in this interrogation, to be honest with you. I remember watching Trends, but I'm not sure if I watched her interrogation. So this might be something new for me. Have any of you guys seen her quick? Well, I guess it's not even an interrogation. It's an interview. Her quick interview with the CBI. We're going to watch it. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up, guys. Helps me out tremendously. Thanks.
Detective Kenny said, my name is Dave Ballmer, detective for Frederick Police Department, and I'm the lead investigator on the watch.
This live isn't going to be a super long live. I have this thing in my shoulder, like a pinched nerve or something, and it's making the pad of your thumb, it's making a nerve or I don't know, something, a vein pop out, and it hurts quite a bit. And I'm just feeling kind of like in pain tonight. So I'm not going to make this a super, super long one. I always say that, but then I always go like 2 hours or something. But I don't anticipate this to be over an hour.
Watts case.
Okay.
Somewhere along the line, you made some statements about how you know Chris.
Yeah, I met on Tinder maybe beginning of like March-ish.
Okay.
And it was just like, I don't know, it was like fast and furious. I have a whole bunch of like articles.
Do you think it's possible that he met her, like just saying that, like maybe the timeline that Chris and NK was off, that they weren't giving it to us? I don't believe that timeline. So if that timeline was off, would it have been possible that Chris went on Tinder when NK had told him that she was going out on these dates? Do you think he was possibly trying to get back at her? Yeah. Well, and you know what's funny about that is I'm gonna move this smaller. Hold on a second. And this photo right here, the one that's actually by NK, this is Amanda up here, but this is Amanda too after she's lost some weight. So she looks a lot like NK, doesn't she? I think she does. Okay. Let me get it back together. And Jacqueline said, I've not seen her. I'm more inclined to believe Chris was bisexual. Yes, I am more inclined to believe that as well.
Articles written about me, and I think it's kind of like crossing over with the other girl, but like people have been like taking random pictures of me just walking down the street, and I just, I have no idea what to say. I mean, we just met once, and
Okay. And this was March of
this year.
2018, and you met on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've never.
So if you believe the timeline, then that means that he met her just prior to meeting NK.
Use Tinder. Is there like a username, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's just like a profile you create. I've gotten back on there because you can deactivate it and reactivate it. It can either go off like your Facebook or Gmail, or you can just make a whole new account or something like that. And so I went back and checked, and his profile wasn't there, so he must have deleted it on him. And
Okay. What was his profile name?
I don't remember. It just said Chris.
Does it have like a picture? It said Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Was that
And
just...
the pictures I remember he posted were him. It was like, I guess like a catfish thing, but he used another guy's like picture. It looked similar, and it was definitely not the guy in the picture when I met him. I said it was just like a one-time thing. Like I'm I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
It's okay. No, just relax.
Like I have nothing to hide, nothing at all. I mean, it's a little bit overwhelming, but and it's humiliating on like my end. It makes me feel, come off as a whore. But,
So just walk me through from the one time that you said you met Chris at Tinder. Just walk me through that.
I just find it interesting. James said, why would these druggies go to police with this information that was never corroborated? But where did Chris get the opiates? That's my question. And I know somebody that worked with Amanda, and her drug of choice was opiates. So, and if they met in March and he started trying to feed Shanann opiates in June, July, well, that's where he got his opiates. Just a theory.
Day, evening, whatever it was, that time period.
I don't know. We just met. I don't know. It's like so blurry. And we just like met at the parking lot, Chick-fil-A. I don't know. It sounds funny. And well, I got something to drink, and then we just went back to my house. And
Was the Chick-fil-A in the Starbucks? Because in the news thing, it just said they went to Starbucks, not Chick-fil-A. That is different.
You both went back to your house?
Mhm.
Okay, so
He followed me.
which Chick-fil-A was that?
One on Center Place.
On Center Place?
Uh-huh.
So he drove here?
And like I just, it's around like the February, March time period. I couldn't tell you. I mean, I've met up, but I'm not trying to sound like a whore or not, but I went through a nasty divorce, and my kids were in Vermont, and so I just kind of went wild. And it's
whatever.
not safe, and
I'm not gonna judge you for that. That's not the purpose of this meeting, so don't worry about that. I don't care.
There are text messages that we're going to look at in just a moment.
So talk to me just a little bit about where you met up. You said at the Chick-fil-A.
Mhm.
Did you both drive there?
Mhm.
Okay, what was he driving?
He was driving a truck.
Okay, what did that truck look like?
I think it was like Navy or something.
Navy?
Yeah, like blue, black, something like that.
Okay. Do you know what kind of truck?
No.
Is it a pickup? Anything specific about it or unique about it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember. And then I remember just kind of, I don't know, I got something to drink, and then we just like, it was like so humiliating for me, because the meetup was just about sex. So we kind of just like went and, just, met him somewhere. And it wasn't like I know it's kind of funny now, but it's like a killer. And, no radars went off or anything. And so then it's just like scary. Like, I got this guy in my home, and, we, had sex, and he left.
Was that in the truck?
That was in my house.
So you both pull up at the Chick-fil-A, and he pulls up in the navy blue truck, and you pull up in your car. What happened? Just walk me through that with a little bit of detail.
I think it's just embarrassing. Like,
Don't worry about that.
Did Chris ever drive a navy blue truck?
Dustin's room, and I could care less about that kind of stuff.
So it's just to kind of just get a picture of like him, like what like a character, like kind of thing. So I remember he walked over to my car. I drive a Honda CRV, and we're like, oh, you want to go in or anything? And so I went inside. He stayed out there, and I got some to drink, and then we just sat down and talked for a little bit. I remember talking to him about the Anadarko where he worked, because my ex-husband tried to get on with them, but he had a history like domestic violence and everything, so they wouldn't hire him. And so I remember that conversation, and he was like, oh, that's funny. So I just remember that. And then he said that he was like split from his baby mama, and she wouldn't let him see his kids. And I remember kind of clicking with him about that, because my boys are in Vermont with my ex-husband, and it's been a nasty battle. And so so that was kind of like the conversation, and then we agreed to go back to my my place, and we did it, and we left, and that was the end of communication.
Okay. Excuse me. So the Tinder thing, get a couple questions about how that works. So is that just like an app where you can chat?
Yeah, you swipe left or right, and and then if you match, then you can talk. If not, you move on.
So then did you actually talk on the phone with him before you met? Like, hey, meet me at the Chick-fil-A. How does that work?
So we talked back and forth, and then I had a different number through like a Thankx Now app, just because it was really like I I'm really like funny about who has my like number. Like I'm all about like my privacy and stuff. So I was talking to him through like a Text Now app.
I do see the irony in her all about being about privacy, yet she sold her story to Inside Edition. Okay.
I no longer have my phone. I do have a new one, but I kind of like. Well, I don't have Tinder on this one, but yeah, I mean it's just a regular dating app like Plenty of Fish or like Cupid or something.
Okay. So then how did you arrange the meeting at Chick-fil-A?
Through Tinder.
I mean, how did you actually, is it all texting or is it all, did you meet at Chick-fil-A on Center Place or?
I do remember that.
How did he know to find you?
Because he had that Text Now number. It's a number that I use to like talk to people like my clients or something like that because I do hair and said I don't like people having like my actual phone number. So it was a Text Now app. I said this was a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you what number he had. Like I don't have anything like.
So he called you on this Text Now phone number? So
he didn't call me. It was all through text and stuff.
It was all through text, but you don't remember the number? Okay.
Well, with NK, the question was asked by Jacqueline. Nichol got hired with a criminal past, but her dad may have had pull. I think her dad erased her. Remember we talked about it. Somehow she got too drinking under the age by the time she was 19, and it got erased from her record. So I think her dad had some kind of pull to erase her record for her.
About
at
what
the
time
very least.
Do you think that was?
Like, what do you mean? What time it was?
Like time of day, night?
Let's see. So like a day or two before, we just like talk like, hey, what's up? And then it was just more of like a spur of the moment like thing.
But I mean, what time
of day did we like?
Yeah, was it an evening when you met him at the Chick-fil-A? It was an evening. About what time do you think that?
Like 7:45-ish. It was after I got off of work, and I went straight there. I got off of work at 7, so.
So really, what time it took you to drive there? Okay, so you were messaging while you were at work about where to meet and all?
While I was at work, yeah, I decided to meet there and just meet and do it. I mean, it's pretty hard for me to talk about because I had to explain to my parents. Like 7 years was at my door. I mean, it was just like. I mean, like I said, like after, my boys left in the divorce and stuff like that, I just went like that shit crazy and just, hooked up with,
Yeah, I get
I mean, it's just, I wish I could remember more details, but like seriously, like it's so shameful for me to say, up until like, a couple of weeks ago, I would say like, I just was able to calm down and, like, I also had like a brain injury last year, traumatic brain injury, and I think that kind of contributes to my memory and stuff like that. But
how did that occur? Don't mind me asking.
It was in January of last year, and I fell and hit my head on ice, and it was hard. And I just remember waking up. I was in that basement apartment when that Chris was at, and I remember. My mom, I didn't pick up my daughter from school, and my mom kind of thought that was weird, and she came to I don't know how I made it back into the house, but she came in, and next thing I know, I woke up in ICU. So, I mean, I was there for like 5 days and recovered pretty well. It was a subdermal hematoma, and so.
Okay, so after the Chick-fil-A, take me from there.
He's like, okay.
He just followed me to my place. And I lived at the time clear on.
He sure did.
18th Avenue.
Remember the address?
1801 and a half.
She's saying it's a sex date.
Okay, I'm listening.
And then we got out, kind of. I smoked a cigarette, and then we went inside, and it was really like fast. It was really aggressive, and then he left.
Okay, and what do you mean by fast and aggressive?
He was very like rough. That's all I'm gonna say. And like I don't know, like in all honesty, like it's just I'm not like I just like remember seeing that face, and the tattoos and the Anadarko job and stuff like that and the name. But other than that, like like I said, like I couldn't pick out like 90% of the guys that I've been with, and like I know it sounds awful, but it just seems unreal that, I would know somebody that did that. Like, I keep having these doubts, so I'm just not 100% sure. I mean, it's just like that all the details, match, like, it's just
So what point did he tell you his name?
an app.
In the app, he told you his name was Chris Watts in the app?
Well, not Watts, I mean, you just put your first name.
Okay, so he never told you his name was Watts? So how do you know it's him?
I just recognize the face and everything.
Okay. Tell me about his tattoos.
I remember they were on his back and his arms, but other than that, I don't remember. I don't remember much. I don't know he had tattoos on his arms and on his back. Other than that, like I said, I'm not a strong witness or anything like that. It's just an interaction I have with him.
Do you remember seeing the tattoos on his legs? So you said, describe what you mean by aggressive when he was aggressive with you.
I really don't want to say much. I really don't.
Well, it's a pretty important case, so you're now in the middle of it.
What's that?
You're now in the middle of it, at least this part of it. So you said that he was being aggressive, so you need to tell me what this is about.
I don't know. I was told
She's a little
not
too
really
stoned
like
to even know
say
how to
much with the
reply.
lawyer. I just don't want to incriminate myself anyway.
I can tell you that I'm not looking at you or any criminal means you're not as a witness. Okay, so don't worry about that.
I don't know. I just remember kind of. It was like I don't know. It's just like it's hard to explain. It was like it's humiliating for me to talk about. Like it really is. Like I mean, he was rough, as in it's just he tried to like stick it in my butt. So it's weird. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, but what else that was aggressive, or how did you
like
feel?
pulling my hair and putting his arms around my neck. It was like a rape fantasy thing. That's how I like describe it.
So she said that he liked to stick it in her rear end, and we do know that NK was Googling to see how to prep her rear end for that type of stuff.
It's really like I mean, I just remember thinking like, what the fuck when he left. Like, I actually had to like push him off me at one point.
Okay.
That's because she's not Mistress, the number one Mistress, NK.
That's rough. I'm sorry, but I have to ask.
But yes, I notice.
Back up. Do you have your ID with you?
Mm-hmm.
See it real quick, please. What's your current address now? Is it on your DL there?
No, that's the deal.
Oh, your ID card.
She just keeps repeating that it's embarrassing to her. And it's obvious that he's never used Tinder before, the police officer or he's just playing really dumb.
So what's your current address now?
2106 and a half 8th Avenue.
So you were saying that people are taking pictures of you now and following you around, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me about that a little bit.
Pictures here that I've screenshot and people screenshot and sent them to me.
Okay. What is this, Facebook?
Yeah, it's an article on
Screenshot from it.
Facebook. And then on the other ones, they're using I deactivated my Facebook and everything just because of all the messages and stuff I've been getting. But yeah, that's
So you don't have any of that anymore?
the messages. Yeah.
What are the content of the messages, I guess?
Let me pull some.
Why wouldn't he ask for the exact messages to see them instead of just asking for the content? Ask to see them.
So somehow my messenger is still active, even though I deleted my Facebook. I don't know how that works, but like I didn't accept them. But this one's like
So crazy how her phone doesn't work well either. NK couldn't work her phone.
So the content of them is like that. Back how it started is my big mouth. I joined a group. It's like this Kimberly Kessler this thing in Florida, this hairdresser that went missing, and he was like one of her coworkers of her disappearance. And so it was called like a sleuth group or something like that. And they created one about the lost case. And there's something about like, oh, I wonder if, there was a history of infidelity. And stupid me, I'm like, well, I met this guy on Tinder. And I'm not even kidding. Within like 2 hours, I had like 400 notifications and, like 30 messages. And like I deleted it. I deleted everything. I deleted my, my Facebook. And then, just all of a sudden, like, reporters and news people got they tracked down my phone number, they tracked down my email addresses, and even like know where I work, and I was like put on suspension at work because of those pictures and stuff floating around. They don't want.
The picture you just showed me?
I haven't sent you that.
Can you pull that back up for me? Can I take a picture of that? So when you said I met this guy on Tinder, who are you referring to? Chris Watts?
Yes.
And that's how everything got out.
Thank you.
And when did that happen?
I want to say like a couple of days after it came out that he had killed her, that he killed his family. So it was like when it was discovered that all the details. So it was a couple of weeks ago, probably like timeline wise. Let's see, because I was at work, so I don't have cable or anything. Everything I see is from Facebook, and I'm not on very much. And so like I had no idea any of this was going on until I joined the group. I saw like it's weird because one of my friends is so Nichol, you talked about, used to be her name. She was my manager over at Supercuts here in Greeley. And she was Shannon's best friend. She's the one that did all the, the interviews and stuff like that.
Nicole Atkinson, because Nicole was her manager, because Nicole was a hairdresser, and this woman is a hairdresser.
And so I saw something.
But I do see in chat somebody said there was a YouTube, and I think I remember this too. There was a YouTube channel I watched once upon a time that linked Amanda and Trent to NK somehow. I wish I could remember who did it, but it's out there. I watched it. It seems very researched.
On her Facebook about like Shannon missing and stuff, and so I knew like that part, but I didn't know like it was about Chris.
Wonder how Nicole Atkinson feels about seeing this,
So it's a small
knowing that she worked with her.
So you said Nicole, you and Nicole worked together?
A long time ago.
And that was how long ago?
That was when I was still married. Probably like 2013, I want to say 2013.
Okay, do you know her? You said Utah?
Mm-hmm.
And at where?
Supercuts?
Where though?
By Walmart and Noodles on just West 10th here.
Okay. And you are positive the guy you met on Tinder is Chris Watts.
See, and that's the $1 million question. Like everything matches up from from what I remember, but I'm just like not like confident enough to get up there and be like, yeah, that was him. Like, I mean, if it were just weeks ago, that'd be one thing. But like I just I've been like going back and forth with this the whole time. I am like 99.9% that it's him. Like I honestly, like all the other guys that I've hooked up with, I really couldn't point them out in the crowd. I just been like just crazy. Like that's all I can like really say. Like there's all these men. I'm honestly I just 99.9% sure it was him.
Okay.
Like I wish I had more. I really wish I did, but it's like I don't.
The 1% doubt is because of why?
Probably because of the complexity of this case.
What does that mean?
I mean, just the not why.
I mean, it's quite possible that they all met in rehab, Trent, NK, and Amanda. I do have some updated photos of Amanda, and she looks much healthier.
Get involved, just not, like believing it's true, just kind of denial about, being a whore or something like that, and then coming, forward. But like seriously, like I just that 1% chance, it's like I'm more like leaning, I guess, and I just like every matches, every like just the what I have in my head, like just those images that I can't get out are kind of burned in there. But I have this like these doubts, like it's just I just don't know.
Okay.
He keeps trying to give her this out with like, are you sure this is going to be more paperwork for me? Are you sure?
Did he talk about his family?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
No, he just said that he was separated. And he said he was baby mama, wouldn't let him see his kids. He didn't say anything else, but I didn't remember him saying that. And then the Anadarko conversation are the only two kind of conversations that we really had.
Okay, so he told you he worked for Anadarko, and was that before or after you met him?
This
In person, I mean.
was during
Well,
our meeting, yeah, at Chick-fil-A.
at Chick-fil-A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he ask you what you did?
Yeah, I did hair.
For Supercuts?
No, I'm on Great Clips in Portland.
That's where you're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And were you at Great Clips at that same time you met him?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you can think of that I need to know that you think I should know?
I'll definitely call you if I think of anything.
Okay. With that, I'm gonna give you my card. Okay? And hang on just a minute, I'll be right back.
Okay.
So that's pretty much the end of this. It's just her sitting at the in the room. So we're gonna keep going. Then the photo that she kept referring to, well, the text that she kept referring to is this. And we never see the name. It's just this. And it's her talking, and she's completely blacked out the name. Her up here, Amanda McMahon. I can personally attest to Chris cheating, and then it's blanked out. I didn't know he was married. I swear I didn't know anything about him having a family. We met on Tinder, and then it's blacked out. And then already been in contact with them. I'm not, this must have been when she was in that group. I'm not the one he was having the long-term relationship with. Let's just say there's probably a lot of us. I'm not allowed to say anything about our encounter because, and then that's all there was. But then Radar Online went further and found Mistress, who played kinky sex games with Colorado unaliver Chris Watts, revealed. And so this must have been when they were taking pictures of her, and she said that she put in extensions and all of that. They always get the worst photos possible, don't they? Killer Dad Chris Watts had a second mistress he enacted out R-word fantasies with. One Radar Online and RadarOnline.com can exclusively reveal her identity as Colorado hairdresser Amanda Towles. Now, she goes by both of these names, Amanda Towles and Amanda McMahon Towles and Amanda McMahon. So, exclusive photos obtained by RadarOnline.com show her outside the Great Clips hair salon where she worked in Colorado, relaxing on a smoking break. So here she is, relaxing on a smoke break. More of her relaxing on a smoke break. She described how he would put his hands on her, around her neck during intercourse, and added, "Now that I know who he is, it gives me the chills. I can even think about it." And that he had a R fantasy. He was very kinky when he had sex. It was very animalistic, she said. He just zoned out into a different person. Amanda's name was included in the 2,000 pages of files on Watts released last week and obtained by Radar Online. She had spoken with investigators about their encounter in May and June after he had been arrested for unaliving his wife Shanann and their daughters Bella 4 and Celeste 3 in August. Amanda also told investigators Watts took her on dates to Chick-fil-A and during sex attempted to stick it in her behind. She also said she even had to fight him off at one point when he became aggressive. Amanda said she was distraught when she saw him on the news and his family had disappeared. Describing the moment it dawned on her she had been sleeping with a schmurder, Amanda said, "It turned my stomach. That somebody could act like that." So there we have her being revealed. I went on my own search of Amanda because she went public about it and she told, Radar Online. So I just wanted to see, what's up with Amanda? Where's Amanda today? And I found this. Let me make sure you're seeing what I'm seeing. There's a channel called Rosie. And she did an update on her. So here is Rosie's update.
Okay, so this is Amanda McMahon. She was the girl who claimed that she was intimate with Chris Watts right around the time that he was with Nikki. So Chris supposedly was really rough with her during sex and that he choked her. Anyways, she had a makeover.
Okay. There's music, so it's going to get copyrighted, so I'm going to stop it. So there she is here. And she says she's had a makeover, but what do you guys think?
It looks like she's lost weight.
Rose is saying it looks like she's lost weight. Do you think it's possible she went to rehabilitation?
She looks really good. She looks
Most people, it's the opposite, isn't it? When you're on, well, I don't know about opiates, what they like if you're on pills. People don't tend to lose too. I don't know, but she's a little heavier on her pills.
healthy.
There's photos of her. I found her over on using the name. It looks like she's even gone, maybe if this is her, which I don't know why it wouldn't be her. It looks like she's maybe lost a little too much weight, doesn't it? Look how thin she is. I don't know how to make them bigger. Well, anyway, that's her. She actually has a few of them over on Facebook. There's a few Amanda Tells and a few Amanda McMahons, and then I found her. Is this her? I'm guessing it is her because it says it's called Razor Fader. So, I mean, it has something to do with hair, but there's another photo of her. So, I mean, it's quite possible that she got herself together. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that she had any type of affair with her? Let me pop over into chat and see what you guys are saying. Okay. Thank you, Carolina. That was so kind of you. Yes, please press the thumbs up button. That's so sweet. Thank you guys. See he is acting nothing like an ass. I think it was Unmasked True Crime that did the deep dive into the link between these two and NK. I could be wrong. Well, I will look around for what you're mentioning, and if I can find anything, I will do an update, because we are going to talk about Trent eventually as well. Well, what is it if you cheat on your wife and it's a man? What is that called? Not a mistress, a master, a master is a master, a master. Is that what it is? I don't know. Yes, that's her name. Tells McMahon, and this is her with red hair. She looks really good with red hair. I think Chris had something happen to him as a young teen when he was representing in the bathroom, as his mother said, and it's had something to do with a same-sex experience and experience with NK. Yeah, I think there was some friend that came forward and said that Chris was all about degrading people, and so something, I think, probably happened. If these are to be true, these stories are to be believed, I guess. I can't believe they let her wear those clothes. I don't know. I don't like to really say much about that. Although I do talk about Tammy Lee's sweater a lot, so I guess who am I to say anything? I wonder if she also Googled Amber Fry. I don't know. And did the police officers were just really PO'd by this woman, weren't they? Chris couldn't date a smoker. You don't think so? Unmasked did have a video about the link between NK via her friend Daniel's Facebook page. I will look for all of this and I'll add it onto when we talk about Trent. Oh, yeah, her face is skinny now. It's so skinny now. Sometimes when people lose weight, people get all excited, and it's not always for a good reason. Just her age, like Adderall, and that makes you lose weight. Oh, you think she's doing the Adderall? NK called a nudist hot spring that day. They went to Bandamere, and the Trent Thankx show on Inside Edition mentioned needing the hot springs in their life. So I think that is a connection somehow. Yeah, I think they're all connected. I think that I think they're connected. If it's quite possible, if you believe one, why can't you believe the others? And maybe Amanda wasn't, but Trent, somebody was. And if it wasn't Amanda and Trent, it was somebody else probably. I don't believe that just Chris woke up one day and was like, I'm going to have an affair with NK. I think he was already having the affairs, and it was just, she was the one he became obsessed with. But I think that it's quite possible that they met at, like, they all seem to went to rehab together. So I don't know. Yeah, why would anyone lie and say they were with Chris? If she's lying, I don't know. You see a single mother with lowest, yeah, I see it too. I see her low self-esteem. It's sad. If it's not true, it's really sad. But it's also highly illegal if it's not true. But they closed the case and they don't care, right? I think he humiliated her. That's why it's so hard. Yeah, she just kept saying that whatever happened was embarrassing to her. His Trent NK's new boyfriend. I don't know. This was 2008. I'm guessing Xanax. Wasn't that big deal drug at the time? Xanax and pills. Yeah, those two were the big ones, I think, then. But I don't know. So let's keep going and venture off. I found this while I was researching, and let me make sure you can see. Yes. We got to talk about NK. Who is Nichol Kessinger? New details on Chris Watts' mistress. He lied about everything. This is old. This is in November 19 of 2018, but I do have some newer things too. She is a geologist. I never saw this. Your tango. So number one, she's from Colorado. According to her now deleted LinkedIn profile, and I didn't know that she ever had a LinkedIn profile. Did you guys know that? She had a LinkedIn profile that they actually found. She graduated from Colorado State University in 2013 with a BS in geology. She also had an Associate of Science degree from the Community College of Aurora, where her focus was on geological and earth sciences and geosciences. Over the past decade, she had worked her way up from a bookkeeping position to a field engineer. She also worked for Halberton in the past. She has lived in Colorado for most of her life, in Fort Collins, Littleton, Denver, and Aurora. She, if you believe her, she didn't know he was married. How did she meet Chris Watts? Kessinger met Watts while she was working in the environmental department at the Anadarko Petroleum Corporation, where Watts worked. He went into her office and introduced himself. She thought he was attractive and noticed he wasn't wearing a wedding ring. They began to talk, and Watts told her that he had 2 daughters and was separated from his wife. Kessinger said that Watts told her he needed to find a new apartment for himself and his daughters. Number 4, her relationship with Chris Watts. The first time Nichol met Chris Watts outside of the office was in late June. She asked him questions about his divorce. He told her it was a mutual decision and nearly over. He claimed the financial details had to be worked out and that it would be final. They began to be physically intimate in early July and got together 4 or 5 times a week. She told him she wanted to take it slow so that he had the time to focus on helping his young daughters adjust to the divorce. Number 5, he texted her after the unaliving. On the day Watts' wife and daughters were missing, he texted Kessinger to tell her they were gone. He told Kessinger that Shanann had taken the girls to a play date and didn't return. She told the Denver Post he didn't show any emotion. She was worried, but since Watts was not concerned, she decided not to make a big deal about it. When news reporters showed up at Watts' house that night, the story started to unfold. She told the Denver Post she was shocked to find out he was still married and his wife was 15 weeks pregnant. She became worried about the missing woman and immediately deleted all of her texts because that would be the best thing to help the missing. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not right. She became worried about the missing woman and children that she never met. I thought if he was able to lie to me, and hide something that big to me, what else was he lying about? Number 6, she called the police. Well, we know this is a lie because just the other day we showed that Anadarko called the police. So we'll just skip that one. 7, did the affair lead to the unaliving? There have been reports that Watts' affair with Kessinger may have directly influenced his decision to unalive his family. Kessinger insists that she barely knew him and never met anyone in his family. She never doubted he was responsible. She never doubted he was responsible for the unalive. Wait, she never doubted. Well, then why didn't she call the police if she never doubted? She never doubted he was responsible for the unaliving of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, Kessinger said. He's a liar. He lied about everything. I don't think there's a logical explanation for what he did. It's a senseless act and it's horrific. So, we know that was very slanted. There's somebody over on TikTok that looks like Shanann or not Shanann, I mean, that looks like NK and had made some jokes about NK. But I found this. T and True Crime with Bella over on TikTok put this up. Why was Chris Watts' mistress, Nichol Kessinger, spotted at the memorial? I think this is another spotting like when she was spotted in the airport.
And prayers while this Shanann, Bella, and Celeste and their thoughts and prayers while this keep Shanann, Bella, and Celeste and their thoughts and prayers while the community to keep Shanann, Bella, and Celeste and their thoughts and prayers while
So
the Shanann, Bella, and Celeste.
This person is NK. Another NK sighting. Do you think it's NK? You have to be careful of this type of thing because in doing my search, this person, Chris Watts, and his mistress, Nichol Kessinger, have a son together, but this isn't.
Could this possibly be the child of Chris and Nichol Kessinger? There's a lot of rumors out there that they actually do have a son, including a video, audio recording of a woman claiming to be Nichol Kessinger's cousin. They basically said they stopped talking.
This is
to him.
actually.
But they did mention that Nichol basically
a missing boy in another state. It is in no way connected to NK. So you need to be careful when you're putting these things out there because that could have hindered this little boy's investigation. And as you can see, here she is again, the woman that looks like NK with the great sense of humor. We're going to watch one of her TikToks.
People keep telling me I look like Nichol Kessinger, probably because they want me to drink a tall glass of bleach, but just for funsies, here's my impression of her. Did people hate Amber Frey?
Does so she does have a good sense of humor. Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, it was a while back. She also has, I'll show you this one last thing, and then that's all I've got. Somebody has this true tea and true crime with Bella. I don't know if it's true or not, but she says that this is prison TikTok and that this is a tour of Chris Watts' prison cell at Dodge Correctional Facility, but she's very careful to put a question mark exclamation. Hold on, it's got the music. So she is saying this is what his cell looks like at Dodge Correctional. It's amazing to me how it's so easy to get a phone in prison. Yes, I did say that. Oops. Leah says, did you say she worked for Halliburton? That was a company that former Vice President Dick Cheney was connected with. NK's dad is an engineer. I wonder if her dad had a connection to HB and Cheney. I don't know. The rabbit hole is deep with this case, isn't it? I'll keep following all of this information. And we're working on something to do with Trent. I'm also working with somebody who's an ex-prison correction. We're going to talk a little bit about what Chris's life is like in prison. I know that you guys like those type of things, and I do too. I like to talk about that type of thing. So, hi, Kim. All right, guys. I think that's all I have for today. Let me see if... Yeah, that horizontal striped sweater was just a nightmare, a holy nightmare. And but I like to talk about fashion and what. And I think there is like a color theory, and each person looks good in a certain color and all that good stuff. But my arm is really hurting, you guys. I don't mean to like cut it short. I would love to stay and chat about this because it's so. Hey, Michigan woman. Are you a Michigan woman too? Pure Michigan, Team Pure Michigan, and Team Florida. Dirty connection officers supply phones. Yep, that's true. I'm sure when we get the corrections officer, he's probably going to be very honest, and he probably knows about all this. There's zero proof that Chris is at. Yes, that's another thing that we heard, that Chris could be at another place. He might not even be at Dodge because he's not being found on the roster. So thank you, guys. Thank you. That's very sweet. This has been acting. It's been very pinched for a week now. And I took 2 days off and just relaxed, and it's just not going away. So I don't know. I don't know what you do for a pinched nerve. I really don't. But thank you guys for being here. I love you guys so much. Be sure to give this live a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. That's a totally free way to help my channel out. And if you like my content, please consider becoming a Dragonfly. We have a new Dragonfly member, Heavenly. Hi, Heavenly. Heavenly is still not feeling well, you guys. So if you could send her some love, that would be great. She's trying to not have to have surgery. And if any of you out there are fighting anything, I am sending you love and healing, and let's just all get better and feel great and continue to support one another. If nobody's told you this today, I'm telling you this. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Para Women Radio. I'm Amy.
Don't wanna be in love if it's not with you. Don't wanna cry that extra tear. Don't want to make mountains move. Let summer go, tell my skin to forget every little thing about you. Don't want to burden you, so I'm out. Tear my heart apart, tell the world to start acting normal. My mind feels unwell, break this awful spell. Hear me out, come down, so that we can lay still for a while.